Hi there, Psychic Medium Lauren Rainbow here. I am excited to spend a little bit of time with you today talking about spirit guides. One of the most common asked questions I get all the time from anybody I usually meet with is, do I have guides? And yes, you do. We all do. But let's take a moment to break down in the simplest way how to connect, to identify, and work with your spirit guides. Spirit guides are a team of wonderful energies that have been working with us long before this life and will continue to connect with us long after we move on from this world. They have been with us since the beginning of our existence. And as we begin to understand and connect and develop a deeper relationship with our guides, I'm sure you'll come to understand that they have been guiding you every step of the way. The hardest part about understanding spirit guides, and a few things that are important to know, they cannot change the course of your life. Only you can. They can give hints, they can illuminate a path, and they can certainly try to show up and give a real, like, hey, pay attention moment. At the end of the day, you are still the decision maker of your life. So, therefore, it's always interesting when people come up to me and say, where were my guides when this happened? As if I made a decision that maybe wasn't aligned with me and I expected my guides to save me. They are not physical human beings that can just step in the way, although there are moments, and I do think there are miraculous moments out there when a spirit guide has come through. And if any of you have had these experiences, I would love to hear about it in the comment section. I find them fascinating, where you really felt like some form of intervention had happened. And I do believe that they can certainly try in miraculous moments to intervene in our lifetime. Doesn't mean they can always save us from ourselves. So just know that. Know that you're never without them. You've never been without them. They have always been around, and they're always giving us signs and hints. Whether we see them or not is the challenge. And I think this is such a key thing to really acknowledge when working with spirit guides. They are always coming from a place of love. Your guides will never tell you to bring harm upon yourself or anyone else. That's not how spirit guides work. So if you ever feel like you're getting that kind of information, you may want to clear your energy, tune back into your heart, and reset that connection because it may not be coming from your spirit team and guides. So, in this next part, let's talk about three ways that spirit can connect with us and give us energy. I love this part. So, one of the first ways that we are sometimes getting information from spirit, and this is the hardest, is the subtle little nudges and hints that we get. These little moments in our intuition that say, maybe I need to rethink the situation, or maybe I need to lean toward the situation. So, these little beautiful nudges, often that may feel like they're coming from a higher space or something really powerful around you, can be a wonderful way that spirit guides are trying to give us, a little direction, a little bit of love. Sometimes I do believe heavily in signs and synchronicities. I love synchronicity. I live on synchronicity and I do not ignore it when I see it. I do think that the universe and our guides are always, always, always trying to get us down the right path. And that's where I think synchronicity is really important. I never see it as an accident when I'm looking for something and then a person shows up with the idea or the support I need. I never see it as an accident when I intend for something and the right energy, the right person, or the right support gets put into my lap. It's never, ever an accident. I do believe that is the work of our guides. Synchronicity is incredible. And again, please in the comments, share any of your synchronicities because to me, love that more than anything else in the world. And I believe also that once we start to see synchronicity, when you recognize that, why is it I just talked about this and then and this just happened. When you can see those moments and say, thank you, spirit, thank you, guides, I do believe that they're looking for us to acknowledge that we are hearing them. And the more we can acknowledge it, the more they're going to go, oh, okay, Lauren's getting these messages. Let's keep them coming this way for her because we know she can hear and understand this. Synchronicities are a huge thing for me. I love them. My life has been so synchronistic and I still is. And it just fascinates me every time. So I please, synchronistic moments, subtle intuitive moments, share them in the comments. I want to know. Sometimes you get the signs from spirit or your guides, angel feathers, angel numbers. I keep calling them angel numbers. We must have some angels around us today. And all of those maybe songs that you're sensing that kind of bring inspiration to you. So I do believe that signs and synchronicities come together. And I think a sign, it can also be synchronistic. It can be showing up at just the right time. But I also think synchronicities are indeed signs. Pay attention to them. They are never an accident. They are always trying to point us in the right direction. It has never led me wrong. So, the way that I work with spirit, and I think is sometimes the hardest for us to identify, is the subtle energies that we sense around us. Spirit for me used to be separate than me, and I'll explain what I mean by that in this little moment. But over the years, we have become one beautiful voice, and I'm so grateful for that. So, in the beginning of my time as kind of spiritual seeker, I used to feel a lot of guides separate than me. And over time, we have become one voice. And so I say we in this moment because it is a we, me and my team. I do feel like when they're really trying to get my attention, if I'm not paying attention, I may notice that separation again. But more times than not, they are one with me. It is not an outside seeking anymore. We're a unified voice, and I still pay attention to synchronicities to make sure I'm listening correctly to what I think is not only spirit guides, but my inner guidance working as one voice. And I think that's the ultimate goal of connecting with spirit guides. It's not always like, Guide Bob is saying this and Guide Barbara is saying that. It's we are working together as a team to help the connections that I create in my life for spirit, for my work, and for those I love. So we are a one unified voice now. And I'm so grateful for that. But I think it's just that beautiful reminder of oneness that we really are. We only create separation when we need to feel separate. But really, we're all connected as one gorgeous, gorgeous being. So try not to live in the separation too much. Now, developing a relationship with your guides is a lifelong journey, and it still very much is for me. But if you'd like to get started, please click over to my YouTube page and I'll add a little link at the end of this video where you can visit my Spirit Guides meditation. It is a wonderful meditation you can use to help you connect with and build that relationship with spirit. And I highly advise that you work with that. Automatic writing practice can be a really great practice for also opening up communication and getting out of your head and letting the wisdom of spirit come through you, your spirit guides. Now, here's the other thing. A lot of people ask me, what kind of guides do I have? And you actually already know this answer. You are drawn to that which you are interested in and are. So, for example, if you are drawn to angels and you love connecting with that beautiful frequency, you probably have angelic guides. Now, many of us have multifaceted layers of guides. You don't have to have just one type. If you find yourself like me, drawn to many different facets of spiritual seeking, you may have angel guides, a goddess guide, you might have an animal spirit guide. There's so many realms of guides that are out there. Elementals. Do you like gardening? Do you like being out in the woods? You might like connecting and working with the elemental guides. Do you feel like you're into the esoteric way of thinking? You might like ascended master guides. And again, it can be a hodgepodge of them. Usually we have one I usually identify as my CEO, the head guide of my spiritual life, my CEO guide. And that one is the kind of one that I'm probably most drawn toward and may assign down the line other support from other guides around me or bring someone forward who might be a bit more of a master at a certain situation I'm going through to be a temporary support and guide. So if you've ever felt like you've had a temporary guide in your life, you're probably not mistaken there. You might have been assigned one to help you through a difficult time. I know I've been through that in my life, in my work with my guides. And sometimes we have certain guides helping us with different things. I know people get really hung up on wanting the name of their guide. And while names are lovely, don't stress about them. You could call them Bob, they're still going to respond to you. What they're really understanding here is that just ask for what you need and we will assign and get done for you. So don't overthink the guide connection, too. That's the other thing. I feel like people overanalyze the world of guides so much that they almost stop that flow and connection that can be so easily fluid for you. By just knowing that you're guided and being open to the idea that there are guides in your life will make that so much easier. Trust me. I've been doing this for 25 years, and the way I used to teach it was so much more complicated than I do now. It's about just simple connection. Know that they're there. Ask for the wisdom and guidance you need. Pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, the feelings of spirit around you, and maybe even what's coming from your own soul, because it's all one gorgeous connection. But I think above all, know that you are loved from spirit, from your guides, from all that surrounds us. And once you begin to feel, honor, and believe that in your heart, you are opening the journey to connecting with your spirit guides. It's a lifelong relationship, still working them out sometimes. And I think that's so important to know. It's not just a finite answer, but enjoy the journey. Start here with my Connect with Your Guides meditation here on my YouTube channel. Check out my Centered Heart community. Oh, I'm so sorry. My Heart Space community. It's a free online community. If you go to laurenrainbow.com, my website, you will see the community link at the top. It's free to join, it's free to be a part of it. And we're excited to have anybody who wants to be a part of that community to pop in and say hello. In the meantime, I hope this gets you started with spirit guides. I'm sure I'm going to put out some more detailed stuff about maybe the different genres of guides and how to work with them even more deeply. But try some automatic writing, do some spirit guide meditation, and trust and believe in your heart that you are loved and you are supported. I hope that helps, and I hope you have a gorgeous day.